right, we're back from, we just solved auto, attar, joy. Fragrant, essential oil, rose petals, pure joy, okay? So this is so huge because I am staring, before my very eyes, I'm staring at every single English word that is composed purely of letters that divide by 5, which means it will scream out joy, okay? 5 is the number of joy. So we already hit some massive ones, new words that I never knew. And we're going to keep going, okay? Auto, also known as attar, which is a fragrant essential oil typically made from rose petals. Rose petals, gorgeous 5s. Essential oil, gorgeous 5s. Fragrant, 5s. Fragrant is embarrassing. Fragrant is the gold is in the streets, and I'm excitedly writing this down. So fragrant is fragrant, 25, 25, 15, 20. In the word fragrant. It's disturbing. Okay. By the way, this morning I played just a little bit of basketball, which divides by 5. Anyways, joy. Okay. So, that was a huge word. I loved it. So, massive. So, I need some imagery on this guy. So, auto essential oil. Available for purchase online from a variety of dealers. Rose Auto, O-T-T-O. Just websites galore. The jar is usually pink, which is a wise choice because pink equals joy. There it is. Auto, O-T-T-O. It is pure joy. It is made from rose petals. It is essentially, based on my initial understanding, it is essential oil made from rose petals. In fact, that's what Google says it is. We know that rose has such a high place in the story of God. Well, here's the official essential. So auto, and God confirms this by a second word. Whenever there's 2 words for something, it's God. And so auto is 70, attar is 60. So I can Google for the same thing. Similar stuff. There you go. So it's pure joy. Because 5 is the number of joy. Fragrant. Essential oil. So finding joy in essential oil is, there's a lot of ways to do it. Very beautiful. I would take the word lion, which I know equals joy, as in dandelion. And there's research out now that dandelion consumption is good for your health. And all the dandelion yellow petals have 5 divisions in their leaves, 5 joy. So lion, joy, 2 E's, T-I-A, and then another joy. Essential oil is loaded with joy. SSL 50, lion 50, and then another 40. Composed of 5, 5, 10, 20. Essential oil, joy. Fragrant essential oil, massive joy, rose petals. In fact, fragrant essential oil is 15 times 15. And then rose petals was not disappointing. That was embarrassing, the number of 5s in rose petals. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. It's so all the words that contain toot. I had this word come to my mind while waiting on the Lord. To toot the horn. Pure 5s. It's fun. It's joy. When honk the horn is usually a sign of aggression, okay, and rebuke. But when you toot the horn, that's saying hello. It's getting someone's attention because it's a friendly use of the horn. So toot, and then if someone passes gas, that's also joy. Toot. The word toot reeks of joy. Okay, pardon my verbiage. A tote. A tote bag is a joy. Just ask any woman. Okay, women buy totes all the time. A tote is a joy, and it's so these are words that compose a tote is a bag. Now the word bag is also divides by 5. Bag is double 5. Okay, when you get a bag from the shopping store, think to yourself joy. Bag has 2 handles. Okay, which go into sometimes your 2 hands. Okay, bag has 2 handles. Bag is 5 plus 5. Bag equals 10. 2 5s. For your 2 hands, bag. double joy, okay? Joy. And when people come home at Christmas time, Christmas parallels joy. Christmas Day parallels, or Christmas Day divides by 5, and Christmas and Christmas Day both divide by 5 and parallel joy perfectly, and Christmas Day is the 25th, 5 times 5. That was a revelation from the Lord, and that came to me on July 25th, 2 days ago. So a bag, the joy of a bag, okay? Taking your goods home, your food home, your shopping home, bag, a tote. Toyo. What on earth is the running definition of a toyo? We all know what a toy is, but what is a toyo? It's a shiny, smooth straw made chiefly in Japan from rice paper and used especially for hats. There's also a tire company called Toyo Tires. Anyways, I see the joy in that. I definitely see joy coming through in that. Okay. I'm having trouble finding the Japanese definition. Oh, a shiny straw made chiefly from shellac rice paper. Yeah, I see the joy in that. So if I was to do an image search for Toyo hat, yeah, it's one of those tightly straw woven hats. I see the joy in that, Toyo. I can feel the joy on my lips. It's the word toy plus another 15, a Toyo hat. Good. I can Toyo. And define Tai. Oh, Tai is chief, boss, or leader, or a Tai salmon. So a Tai is a Chinook salmon, especially when of large size. So Tai, wow. So Tai means a chief, a king, or champion. Now we know that salmon, so Tai is like a king salmon. So a Tai, based on the current definition, is a Chinook or spring salmon. Chinook. Now spring parallels joy, just like Chinook and just like salmon. Or no, Chinook does not, but Chinook divides by 5 nicely, which screams of joy. Of 30 pounds or more. Okay, so Tai definitely joy. And amazingly, Chinook divides by 5 just like Tai. In fact, they probably equal close to the same thing. Tai equals 55. Chinook contains a lot of 5s that I see. 25, 15, 15, 20. Chinook equals 75. And we know that salmon equals Jesus, equals God's Son, parallels joy. So everything always comes back to Jesus, we know that. But there you go, a Tai salmon. What's nice about calling it the Tai is you've just said every letter divides by 5. The Tai, the great Tai salmon. And if you catch a Tai, you will be very joyful because it's a huge salmon. It's the king salmon. Good. Okay. Okay. I really see the joy in all that. Ay, ay, ay. Work, work, work. Learn, learn, learn. Oh, the yet. Interesting. Was the gate for bars and castles? Okay, I don't necessarily see which one. Yo-yo. Toy. Okay, I think that's good enough. Had to check every word. Okay. So we hit some big words there. Some great finds of all the English letters that contain pure fives, that scream out joy. The jetty. Yeah, I can definitely see the joy in a jetty. I mean, there's joy walking out on it, there's joy fishing from it, there's joy diving from it, and there's joy coming home to it with your boat. And taking a walk out on the jetty by sunrise or by sunset. There's just a joy. There's joy in the jetty. People always walk out on the jetty for joy. There you go, folks. Okay, great 5 words. Jeter was a jump, ballet jump, glaring joy there. Joey, a baby kangaroo, also known as a baby child in Australia, glaring joy there. Auto was huge. That was rose petal essential oil, spelled in 2 different ways that both divide by 5. I mean, we know that rose petals are one of the kings of flowers, and so the essential oil derived from it would scream out joy at the highest level. Enough said, okay? That's huge. And essential oil we discovered divided by 5s. The word oils, plural, is beautiful 5s, okay? It's 15, the great O, followed by SIL, which is a famous 5 set, like in the word silent and listen. ILS is very famous in the English language, 40, okay? Lots of 5s there. So oils equals the great 55. And then we, the word essential was just dripping. Essential equals love, joy. And essential equals blood flow equals love, joy. Now I'm curious as to how that split can be achieved in the word essential, the split between love and joy. It's not in order like it is in blood flow, but it is there nonetheless. Okay. Pretty obvious stuff, the joy. But we're hitting some of the max joy, like the word encore. There's a couple other words I had the other day. An encore has joy at the center with 2 E's flanking it. We ask for an encore when we feel the joy in a performance, okay? And people can't get enough, and so encore has joy. This is so funny, the sovereignty of God over words. Encore, as in more, has the word corn, letter for letter, at the middle, which equals joy. So you eat corn, as in corn on the cob, which we solved the other day. Enjoy every kernel, pure 5s. We solved corn, cob, and yellow, and every word related to corn. So corn equals joy. First you eat some corn, then you have an encore, okay, at the summer performance. Done, makes sense. So encore is corn, joy at the center, flanked in 2 5s. And it occurred to me that the word opera is pure 5s as well. Okay, in fact, opera equals 55. So it's very easy to find joy to opera. Just take the bookends, and you get 3 teams of 5s. Like many other words, you get the par, the O, the E. Opera is 55. Okay, and music, of course, divides by 5. Okay, we know that music is for levity. Ideally, music is for levity, lightness, celebration, joy. You know, taking a load off after an intense day. You know, light music. It's for, ideally it's for joy. Okay, it's for lightness. Okay, music, joy. Opera, joy. Encore, joy. Done. The 5s abound, and we're here for that revelation on behalf of the human race. Okay. Cool. Very fun. Okay, so this is particularly fun because we're staring at every English word that is composed purely of letters that divide by 5. A jetty, a jotty. But there's some profound wisdom in here. Profound finds, like rose essential oil. That's auto. Okay. So joti is the act of a person who jots. A jot is the simplest stroke of a letter. Apparently joti is also the name of a famous dam somewhere else in the world. Anyways, oh, it's not. Okay, so what else? We hit jetty, joti, jeté. Is that the only... Is jeté just that French word? The ballet jump? It's the past participle of jeter, which is to throw. Okay. Alright. Auto was cool. Toot. You can see the joy in all of these words. So a toot, a short sarp made by a horn, or a trumpet, or similar instrument. Okay, fine. And then a tote is a short for a tote bag, which is pure fives. Tote bag ends in joy. Carry equals 65. Then what's the most obvious thing that someone carries for joy? A baby. So carry is joy and baby is joy, pure fives. In the sovereignty of God, who is it that just had a baby at age 50? Is it Julia Andrews? Someone named Julia had a baby at age 50. It was on a magazine cover, and I'm just... Julia Roberts. Is that the one? I don't know. Maybe it's not true. I don't know if this is true. Julia Roberts' miracle baby at age 50? New Idea magazine? Is that true news? I don't know. Okay, so there you go. God's timing is perfect with my revelations. So yes, Julia parallels joy, and she's having a baby at age 50, which equals joy. Done. Okay, so I'm well aware of the numbers that God ordains everywhere. Let's keep going. I can't resist seeing if there's any other obvious details in that personal story. I don't want to spend too much time. Now we'll leave that behind. Alright, fine. Let's keep going with the words that apply to everyone. I see joy in every one of these words. Oh yeah, a tot is a very young child. And in British, tot is also to add up numbers. Ah, it's the root of the word total. Wow. So, joy in tot. So a tot is a very young child, just like Joey. So you see the fives there. A tot also to add up like Gematria. Okay, let's keep going. Easy to see the joy in all these words that are pure fives. T-E-T. I'm just being thorough, as I like to be. Fine. Quick review. Jetty, Jotty, Jeté, that was a glaring one. Joey, easy. To me, I think my favorite was the Rose Petals Essential Oil, because that one was huge. Rose Petals was disturbing fives, Essential Oil was disturbing fives, and you had two words that were screaming fives, auto and atar, pronounced auto and adair apparently, but that is the word for the essential oil of rose petals, which is highly pleasing. Definite joy to smell that. Toot the horn for joy. Tote bag, that was obvious. Toyo. Tai, the Chinook, the King Chinook, that's fine. Alright. Definitely made sense. We saw the joy in all of those. Okay. Pure fives abound. Alright, well, there will be more to come. That was an awesome study. Found some amazing gems. Sovereignty of God. These words are eternal. That's why we study them. And preach the glory of God, who is joy. By the way, eggnog at Christmas. Eggnog equals 55. And you drink eggnog for the joy of it. Eggnog ends in joy. It's a 5 followed by 50. Eggnog. Now you can make a healthy version of your own at home if you want. Go ahead. Whatever you need. But that word eggnog is definitely a joy, just like the word Christmas, just like the word Christmas Day, just like the 25th of December. Okay? 25. 5 times 5. That was a revelation from the Lord that came to me on July 25th, 2 days ago. That Christmas Day divides by 5. And December divides by 5. December equals 55, because December is the month of joy. The thing that's special about 55 is that it's 5 times 11. And 11 is the 5th prime. So 55 is extra exceptional for joy and happiness. 55 is 5 times the 5th prime. Okay? So December equals 55. Christmas and day both divide by 5. So Christmas Day is pure 5s, 140. It's joy plus 90. And that is, of course, on the 25th of December. So look at all the 5s in December. You always knew that December was the month of joy. And by the way, the word winter parallels joy just like the word summer. Okay? But why is winter joyful? Because of Christmas. Let's not kid ourselves. If Christmas didn't exist, winter would not be that joyful. But because of Christmas, winter is joyful for all of December, all of November, most people still in Christmas jingle mode for most of January, and that's what pulls us through the summer, the winter months, okay? So December is pure joy. So this is so exciting because this was a personal word from the Lord. I was sitting in massage chair number 2. Massage divides by 5. 2 parallels joy, parallels 5. And just waiting on the Lord. I had the word come to me, need, because I was getting a need massage in the massage chair. Need divides by 5, just like the word bread, just like the word dough, just like the word circle. But Christmas Day came to me for the first time. Christmas and day both divide by 5, and it is the 25th day of the year, which is 5 times 5. And that revelation came to me on July 25th, precisely 2 days ago. For the glory of Jesus Christ, God the Father, Holy Ghost. Rather, God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, the Holy Ghost. Okay? So Jesus parallels joy, just like Christ, just like Christmas Day. Done. Okay? Parallels God. Okay? So, here we are now analyzing the word December. The great 12th month of the year, the grand finale of the year. God is sovereign over numbers, the actual date that it is in our current modern calendar. God loves numbers more than anyone. And so December is perfect. So December, look at the E's. 3 E's, that's pure joy, because 5 is the number of joy. December is so loaded, it's embarrassing. What do you not want? You could put the B, you could put the BR together to make 25 on the final syllable. It just occurs to me that there's several months that have that. November, October, So we're September. So we're already hot on the joy of God on the end of these months, just like every single day of the week ends in Y, which is 5 times 5, and ends in the word day, which is 5 plus 5 times 5, 30. So you see the joy. God has commanded every person, every Christian, every believer worldwide to rejoice. The word rejoice divides by 5. Joy, every letter divides by 5. The Bible commands. Jesus says, rejoice. You are commanded to rejoice today. The word today divides by 5. So, rejoice. You are commanded. You are commanded by God to rejoice today. As a Christian, it is not an option. You are commanded to rejoice and celebrate the victory of Christ in your life today, that everything that happens in today is for your good. Believe it and live it. So rejoice today is pure 5s. So every day of the week is 5s. Every day, the word every divides by 5. Every day of the week, and like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, ends in day, which is 5s. And it just occurred to me that so many of the famous months, you have November, you have October, you have September. What is common to all of these letters? The BER ending, which is 25, the great number of joy. And have you noticed, look what happens. Interesting. September comes before October, comes before November, comes before December, which is Christmas Day. 25. The great 25 that has been prophesied by the month September, October, November, December, because all of those months have one thing in common. They all end in BER, which equals 25. The great 5, joy, okay? But people start their Christmas shopping in September. And they start their Christmas planning in September. They book flights in September. They decide, God is speaking to people, even in August, saying, where do you want to spend Christmas this year? People make plans years in advance. They say, oh, we're going to be here for Christmas. Oh, we're going to be there for Christmas. People already know. But September in particular, people are shopping. People are thinking. People are planning. They're booking flights. They're booking hotels. October, 1 step higher. November, 10 steps higher. December, through the roof. And it's all pointing towards the great 25. Christmas Day. Joy, joy, joy. You better rejoice or God will not be happy. Well, he's always happy. Okay. But anyways, that's a whole separate discussion. But September, October, November, December, they all end in 25. So BER is 20, E is 5. 25, 25, 25, 25. You're even saying the number 25 when you say 25, 25, 25. So there's the joy, okay? Now, this is so disturbing because June equals joy, July parallels joy, taking it 18 points higher, August parallels joy, taking it 39 points higher, summer parallels joy. Are you getting the idea that every human on earth is commanded to be joyful and rejoice every single day and every single week and every single month of the year? And it's mathematically sitting in these words that we're talking about. What day is it today? Well, just call it Joy Day. What day is it? What day is it today? It doesn't matter. Joy Day. They all end in joy. 5s, 5s, 5s. Okay. Okay. So the word rejoice is loaded. I encourage you to study the letters in rejoice. You got 4 letters that divide by 5, 3 letters that make 30. Done. 65. Today equals 65. Rejoice today. When do you rejoice? Now. Today. Not tomorrow. Not when you get $1 million, not when you get your spouse, not when you get the house, not when you get something that you think you need. Rejoice today. You have exactly what God wants you to have today as a Christian. I repeat, exactly. Not a penny more, not a penny less. Not an item more, not an item less. Not a friend more, not a friend less. Not a relationship more or less. Not anything in your life more or less other than exactly what God wants you to have today. Rejoice today in Jesus' name. So rejoice equals today equals 65. Stunning. And today, 20, 15, 5, 25. Today, rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Keep saying that word over. The more you speak words, the more it actually happens in your life. Saying, rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. I will rejoice, I will rejoice, I will rejoice. Today, today, today. You preach these words and demons flee. They can't handle it. They leave. Stuff falls off you. Like God happens. Okay, so back to December. I'm so excited because I love Christmas like crazy. And this was a personal word. When God speaks to me, just, when you're just in stillness, And there's no reason for me to be thinking about Christmas. And all of a sudden the word Christmas pops into my mind. With the math, that's God. Okay, so Christmas Day. So Christmas is 110, a double of 55. Day, we know, divides by 5. Christmas Day is an explosion of 5s, and it's the great 25. So let's get back to our discussion of December, October, November, December. So December, we were picking off the 5s. We got the 3 E's. Every vowel was 5. The BR is 20, and then the DCM makes 15. So you had 15, 15, 20. Amazing. Another route you could go, would be tantalizing to get 5, 10, 15, and then you get 25. That's pretty cool. Yeah. You could put the MB together. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this. You get some pretty good symmetry. Put the CB together, and now you hit another 5. And then put the last cluster together, and you have 35? Anyways, all to say, look at stare at the letters of December. There's so many 5s staring you in the face, it's embarrassing. So December equals 55. Amazing. Wonder what would happen if you added up all the months of the year. Well, there you go. If you add up November, October, September, it divides by 5. In fact, it's 5 times 55. Are you getting the idea that these fall months are all an acceleration towards one big party that really happens with maximum joy on Christmas morning? By the way, the word morning divides by 5. So Christmas Day equals 140. Christmas morning. If you could bring all of the joy felt in the souls and bodies and brains of every single child of all ages that happens on Christmas morning worldwide, and feel it inside of your own body, you would explode. And you would probably feel somewhat like God feels all the time. Okay? Such is the joy of God. Indescribable joy. So Christmas morning. Morning is 90, divides by 5. So Christmas morning is perfectly 200. A fantastic number for joy. And the joy really is 200 points on Christmas morning. It's really a big win. Okay. So Christmas morning. 200 points. By the way, I rollerblade up and down. In sovereignty of God, every street is a number where I live. Okay, and the main street of Langley is the great 200 Street. So I'm prophesying a revival for this town and the whole world, but okay, 200 Street, and I rollerblade down that sidewalk as joyous as can be, and that is my favorite line, to rollerblade, because I love being by the traffic sometimes and just the energy. So Christmas morning equals 200. That's 5 times 40. Okay. Okay, so we solved Christmas Day, we solved Christmas morning, we discussed how all the fall months, literally, by the way, the word fall ends in 25. We had this great autumn divides by 5. Autumn equals 90. We had this great discovery that November, October, September divide by 5. In fact, they are 5 times 55 total. And then add December to the party as the crown jewel on this cake. And we now have a screaming number of 5s. Okay, so now add December to November, October, September. And you have 330 brilliantly, which is 5 times 3 times 3 times the 5th prime. Or as I prefer to say, let's maximize the statement of this. Okay. A triple of 5 times the 5th prime doubled, again, for good measure. So it's like a triple scoop of ice cream doubled of 5 times the 5th prime. So it really points to 5. Okay. There you go. And so it's all basically a lead up to the great Christmas Day, December 25, when everything shuts down because there's so much joy people can't handle business anymore. Okay. And people are resting for an entire week to recover from the joy. They actually can't handle it because, well, we all need to get in better shape, that's for sure. Okay, so Christmas Day has been solved. Christmas morning has been solved. The months of autumn have been initially poked at. We got Revelation on the burr ending there, was pretty glaring. I'm a January, February, March, April, May, June. You have to know the offsets too to understand the joy in the summer months. in particular, I just want to see, no, all the months of the year do not divide by 5. So there's something special leading up to Christmas, the Great 25. We have to know the offsets and what all the numbers mean, and yeah. Okay, there you go. So that was fun. How did we get on to Christmas Day? I was into months. How did I get into months? I don't know, back the movie up. But that was a great revelation that December was screaming out 5s. I was born in February 2nd. Okay. Alright, so where were we? Oh yeah, we were solving eggnog. That's what happened. Eggnog equals 55 equals December. Yep, and eggnog is for joy, just like December is for joy. You can solve all the Christmas foods. You'll be shocked at how many 5s live in there. As an example, the word ginger is 30-30, pure 5s. I've been eating ginger for health benefits, but then you have gingerbread. It makes perfect sense to me, makes perfect sense to God who ordained it. Gingerbread divides by 5. There's triple 5s in bread, and there's triple 5s in the word ginger, so it makes sense that we would have gingerbread for joy at Christmas time. So the 5s are in the street, the gold is pouring into our lap as always. 5 is the number of joy. We've been solving hotels, motels, resorts, mansions, everything that exists on this planet for the glory of the triune God who is joy. And we've been eating the most joy-inducing foods on the planet. Garlic, ginger, turmeric, cocoa powder, most of all in my opinion, oats. These are foods that perform vasodilation and enhance blood flow inside of you, and so that leads to joy because blood flow equals love, joy. The life is in the blood. Spinach I got yesterday is pure 5s, also is great. Okay, so it's been a good study so far. We solved December, we solved Christmas. It's been a good tidy morning. By the way, little thoughts come to you. See, many people work a 9-to-5 job. So when it hits 5 o'clock, they feel the joy. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying that's necessarily what we need to keep doing. But for the time being, a lot of people do find joy when 5 o'clock hits because 5 is the number of joy. Okay, let's keep going here. And of course, the phrase 5 o'clock parallels joy. The word clock parallels joy. Okay, just like time. Okay. So, exciting stuff. I love solving foods. Got gingerbread. Amazing. It's amazing how one word of God leads you to a flood of new ones, because that's the nature of letters. That's what God ordained. Okay, it's that words are composed of individual letters that make other words. And so when you get the Gematria, it takes you all over the universe at the speed of light. I'm staring at a word list of English words that have 50 at the dead center, joy, and parallel joy. And I've been analyzing this list and gleaning some of the wisdom of God in all of these words. I like the fact that joy is at the center of the word dimple when someone smiles. Okay. I just want to refresh finding joy in turmeric. Yeah, T-Rick. It's almost most fun to think about some of the things that have brought you joy in your own life, and then do analysis on those words. There's so many ways to attack this. Like I said, you can do we used code to find all English words that have joy at the dead center and parallel joy, and that was very instructive and very amazing finds. But it's fun to think about things that make you happy. We've talked about food. Hey, hey, hey. Oh yeah, find joy in unity. And why? Nice. Of course, the word unity parallels joy. And there's the UIT. And then Y is your bonus. 39. Oh, and then we say, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Well, that's obvious, because white and Christmas. White Christmas is the #1 selling song of all time. Bing Crosby's White Christmas is the #1 selling song of all time, and that's for joy. White Christmas. White is 65, Christmas is 110, pure 5. So White Christmas is a 7-fold set of 5 times 5. White Christmas is 175. That's joy. Like, if you have a white Christmas, what does that mean? That means snow falls on the Great 25. That is joy. We've solved snow a million times. Now I'm looking for 5s. I'm looking, so snowflakes, there you go. That's beautiful. Snowflakes is 125, which is 5 times 5 times 5. So can you feel the joy in snowflakes? Yeah, 5 times 5 times 5. And as you analyze those letters and find, joy, I can shove it in the computer. We can see what's going on here in the mind of God. There's one way to find it symmetrical to 50, but I would just shoot for individual 5s and go nuts at that. That's kind of another homework assignment, I would say. It would behoove me to check out something like raindrops and stuff. You don't know. Okay, exploration makes it happen. Snowfall ends in the Great 25. Okay. All right. Easter. We know Easter contains screaming 5 based on the word east, which is pure 5s. And I believe the word Easter is derived from the fact that it celebrates the sunrise, the fact that Jesus would have, risen from the dead at the same time that the sun was rising from the east. And I'm curious now, as always, I was hoping for something interesting with Easter Sunday as a total. But, okay, Good Friday is love, joy. Well, if we celebrate Good Friday as the death of Christ, then technically he would have risen on Easter Monday. I think people just celebrate Easter Sunday because that's when most churches typically gather, but yeah, Easter Monday is the official day that would commemorate the resurrection. Yeah, Easter Monday is what it's called. That's the official day, is the resurrection. Let's just, I knew I was going to crash. I got too many tabs open. But based on my math, Easter Monday divides by 5 nicely. In fact, Easter Monday equals Christmas Day. Isn't that amazing? So Easter Monday would officially be the day that Christ's resurrection is commemorated. Christmas Day was the day that he arrived on this planet. So the first day he shows up is commemorated by Christmas Day. That equals 140, joy. Okay, the day of the resurrection. So Easter Monday equals Christmas Day, equals 140, pure 5s. Okay, and that is based on a foundation of the word east, which is pure 5s, the word day, which is pure 5s, and then ER hooks up with MON to complete the puzzle. And it's very beautiful 5s. The EO is common. We've been getting the EO combination in words as pure 5s from the Lord a lot, like the word hotel, motel, and resort. And then what's left over is the RMN, which makes 45. So in the center you have 70, which is half the grand total. East, wait, the center was, no, sorry, just wait for it. 20 plus 45. The center is 65, excuse me. East is 45, and then day is 30. Okay, so Easter Monday, okay, equals Christmas Day is pure fives. There you go. Okay. And Good Friday, by the way, equals a famous gem that I had from the Lord the other day, which is blood flow. Good Friday is the official day that the blood flowed out of Jesus. Okay. Now, blood flow equals love, joy. Okay. In order, blood flow equals love, joy, the first two fruits of the Spirit. And Good Friday equals blood flow, equals love, joy. Jesus paid the sacrifice so that you and I don't have to. That's tear-jerking love and joy. So Good Friday equals love, joy, equals blood flow. So on Good Friday is the day when the blood flow happened, and then and Jesus died. Okay, and Jesus died as a result of blood flow. That's how crucifixion works. And well, actually, no, Jesus died because Jesus chose to give up his spirit to the Father. Jesus died because he submitted his spirit to the Father. Okay. And then Easter Monday is 140, which equals Christmas Day, is pure fives. So again, the joy of the resurrection. Now my computer is just having trouble rebooting here. I might need to do a good hard reboot because I think it's hanging in boot mode, but we will be back shortly after this.